most rewarding championship that I've ever been involved in.
Momentum's up.
This championship is one of the hardest in the world.
Great for Thruxton to have a crowd back, adding to the atmosphere, and it's felt like a proper touring car event for sure this weekend.
Okay, my name's Ashley Sutton. I race for Laser Tools Racing, and we're here at Thruxton for the second time. Obviously, Knock Hill was an interesting weekend. For me, obviously, suffering a little bit of food poisoning on the Saturday really sort of threw me back a little bit. But yeah, we didn't really show any pace at all in FP1 or FP2. But yeah, we just had enough energy there to put a lap together in qualifying, which, if I'm honest, it was perfect to sort of set us up for race day on the Sunday. We're doing the best job we can. We're going to every weekend and extending the championship. So ultimately, what more do you want? Here, obviously, the real issue we have is stopping it into the first chicane and off of the first chicane, the run to Noble. But once you're out the back of the circuit, there's not really much of an effect. Like you said, momentum's up. You're not really having to put any brake input in, so you haven't got the weight affecting you there. It's only when you come back into the final chicane is where you notice the big difference. Under braking, it makes life a bit harder. Tom's done a mega job in that Hyundai. Obviously, Colin I always expected to be there. I expected the likes of Gordon Shedden to be there. But yeah, Jake Hill, Dan Rowbottom, they're people that are keeping you on your toes. I think race one, we just got to knuckle down. We'll see how we get on in qualifying. But as soon as we can shed some of that weight, I'll always be on that charge. And race three, I like to get involved.
I've had a mad month. So everyone knows there's 5 weekends in August this year. And I've been racing every single one of them, jointly between the British Touring Cars and the pure ETCR Championship. And I just got back from Hungary last weekend, ready for Thruxton now. And this is the last one of what I call the Mad 5. So it has been mental for me personally. The first round at the beginning of the year, I said it to you guys at the beginning, it was a lot to do, a lot to take on. With a new rear-wheel drive, and it was damp and it was cold and it was the hard tyre we'd never even tested before, and now we're coming here and it's warm. It's the end of August, it's warm, it's cloudy, it's still like 20 degrees, and I'm happy that we're coming back to the same circuit twice, because it definitely helps with your experience, especially when learning with the new car, new team. It's great this weekend as well that I've got Kevin Berry here, who was my engineer I had at the beginning of the year, you may remember, at Alton Park. Super experienced, and he was actually Colin Turkington's engineer when he was at Westside Racing, so I think that's really going to help us this weekend.
Coming into the 6th round, I am happy, to be honest. I'm happy to be back in the championship. I've missed this. I've missed hanging out with my friends in the paddock. I've missed actually what touring cars are in general. The racing and getting stuck in is something that you just don't see anywhere else. Because there's been points this year where I've thought, this is hard work. But Knock Hill was the first time I felt comfortable. I felt like I was enjoying it. I felt like the old me, and I got to put on a proper show. This is the first time we've come back to a track that we've actually raced at with Cupra. And I think what that gives us is a data catalogue of information. So it's nice to be able to apply that and hopefully be in a far better position. This is my dream come true. There's no two ways about it, but it's the most rewarding championship that I've ever been involved in.
Yeah, quali was looking really promising at the very beginning, sort of the first 3 quarters. were sort of bubbling around P3, P4, and then a couple of the guys that were running lighter, less ballast, popped in some times which pushed us back to P7. But overall, we're ahead of Colin, we're ahead of Ingram and Shedden, so our key rivals are all behind us, which is good for us.
It's just 2 on the limit.
It's race days where I feel like I'm in my element. Saturdays are more about that fine tuning and everything, and race day I can get stuck in.
We're also aware we are the things between you.
It is qualifying day at Thruxton, and we've just wrapped up. The absolute truth of it is we don't have a qualifying setup, and around this track we have to use the hard tyre, which magnifies our problem. The hard tyre is just that little bit more like stubborn, so unless your car really like digs in and works the tyre, you can't switch it on. Like, I always feel bad for the guys, like they've worked tirelessly to prep the car and get everything ready, and like you get out and I'm disappointed, so I can barely bring myself to say thank you, where like they're as equally as disappointed as me. So you kind of just are in this awkward like, this is so damn hard, but our day will come. Like, as bad as it sounds, I have confidence in myself, I have confidence that we'll find some time. So one way or another I'll enjoy it and we'll put on a show.
Last cars.
Feels like the weekends are in fast forward when you get to this point. So we've already had one race. It was pretty crappy, I'm not gonna lie. So we got a puncture probably 7-8 laps into it. Around here is always notoriously difficult on tyres, but we were pretty unfortunate to get it in the way we did. So you'll probably see like the Garrett or the awning is absolutely frantic now with all 4 cars going in a slightly different way with setup, because we haven't unlocked what the car needs on this hard tyre. So the day can only get better from having a puncture and finishing P-nowhere. So hopefully, yeah, race 2 and 3 will go a little bit more to plan.
As you can see, the car's ready. We've made a couple of little changes. Wasn't quite perfect in race 1, so yeah, the plan is we've shedded some weight. The guys around us have got more ballast. We're kind of entering the unknown with that one.
I still think Ash for the top step is a real possibility, because we saw how well that car went with the full weight. Now it's much, much lighter. The wind could be on. A possible problem here, because Aaron Taylor-Smith should be 27th on the grid and he's not yet made it, and that looks like a car in limp home mode, doesn't it? So race 2 of the day is round 17 of the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship from Thruxton. As the lights go out, it is go, and Ash Sutton is on a mission. This is for 2nd place. Job done, gets the line for Allard, through he goes, starting lap 4. That gives him the race lead.
Yeah, it was always going to be an overlap, wasn't it?
Ash Sutton, checkered flag at the ready. Ash Sutton wins race 2 at Thruxton. Ready for round 18 of the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship. Who will make the best start when the lights go out? We'll find out now, because it's blast off. A good getaway by Morgan. Drama in the background, there's a Honda off at high speed, and possibly through comes Smiley, all of whom will take points off Ash Sutton for the championship. That's good news for Ingram, and it will deliver a win. Adam Morgan comes across the line for a 2nd victory of the season.
Well done to Adam Morgan, everybody, winner of round 18.
I'm Richard Owen, I'm Aaron Smith's race engineer in the Touring Car Series. Yeah, we've got off to a bad start. We had a tyre delaminate in race 1, great strip of rubber came away from the tyre, possibly as a result of pinching it on a curb here, hard to say. And then now we've just suffered drive shaft failure on the front left side as we came up to the start after the green flag lap. Are things clattering? Sounds like it's broken the drive shaft. Aaron, I'm going to push it back and then push it back to the awning. so we can start work on the car. The drive shafts have a particularly hard time because, especially today, we're running hard tyres. It's a very aggressive, abrasive circuit. But at every circuit, the drivers warm the brakes and the tyres extremely aggressively, which is quite hard on drive shafts. And we've broken one at a very inopportune moment. So it depends where the drive shaft breaks. If they flail, they can wipe off the whole of the suspension on that side, but it doesn't appear to have done any other damage other than the drive shaft itself. So.
Yeah, race 2 was mega. At the start of the day, we sit there, we make our plan, and we fulfilled it again. It was good. We started P5, got a mega first lap. We were into P3, and then it was just a case of picking off Tom Oliphant and Josh Cook, and we reclaimed the win. Which that win is what gives us the leg up every weekend.
Ashton wins round 17 of the 2021
It's a tough old cookie race for it. It's obviously you do the reverse grid. We pulled 8 out of the bowl, so we start P8, but you're sat there with 75 kilos on, and everyone behind you is ballast free. So it's a tough task, especially around here. People can get underneath you. They can do things that you can't.
Safety car, safety car.
Safety car, safety car, race until you see the board. Safety car in this lap. All right, good weekend.
It's hard. You accept one, and you go, okay, look, racing incident or whatever went on. It's as long as everyone's okay. That's the key thing. You start racking in your second safety car, and especially the third. It's like, hang on, boys, what the f are we doing here? It's an absolute. Well, if I'm honest, it's a bit of a show. We're meant to be setting the standards of British touring cars, but as a whole, over the past day, we've had some real good races. It's just a shame race 3 ended the way it did. It's like I said, that is the key to making our weekend successful. A strong race 1, a mega race 2, and then damage limitation race 3, and we've achieved that. Could have just been a little bit better in race 3.